trees are green, and I notice too, I see the moon from me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. I see friends shaking hands, say, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
So
Welcome back to
that
YouTube.
needs some explanation. I'm
Yeah.
not. What did I just watch?
It's some sort of Japanese game show or something
He
of
doesn't
that
even know.
nature. It's a Japanese game show or something like that, and it was somebody pretending to be Louis Armstrong singing "What a Wonderful World." I don't know. Steven sent it to me. Ask him.
So that was an Asian guy in blackface, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. I thought it was, but I was like,
Oh, it was. I thought that was a genuine black guy.
well, I couldn't. I wasn't sure what was going on there. I really didn't know. It took me a minute.
Yeah, and you can't
Not gonna
tempt
lie.
me like that to say certain code words to get us kicked right back off of this platform. So I won't say anything.
Look, that video is on YouTube, so if they kick us off for that, I mean, they need to kick whoever
Well,
else
it's
has
not
it
really
posted.
for that. It's just things that come up in my mind at 8:30 in the morning when I see.
Would that
Anyways,
be,
how's it going, guys?
Would that be a chigger?
Maybe.
You can put together the slang or the yeah.
No, those. No.
Glad you're underwater
I
again.
moved down south and I started hearing that word. It totally threw me. I was like, wait a minute, what's that? And then.
Wait, was there any more added to that? Or did you actually?
I don't know. You said I was underwater, so I just stopped talking.
The story ended very
We
abruptly.
could hear you. It was more just you're a little fuzzy.
Yeah, just keep talking. That works itself out usually.
Just, I don't know your way out of this.
You're fuzzy. I forget what I was gonna say now.
We were talking about
Something.
Yeah, we were talking about
When
chiggers,
I
and
moved
you were
down
confused.
south. Yeah, because the first time I heard that word, I was very confused, like what this was, and then I got them, and I learned quickly. But yeah, I did not put that slang together.
What's the best way to treat those?
I just scratched the hell out of them.
It's not right.
Burn them? Burn it out?
That's probably. Well, I think that's how you deal with a different slang. Yeah, that works.
We better get off the subject.
Yeah, we got to move on quick. So Elon Musk is gonna charge $8 for verification. Who all is getting their blue check?
I ain't paying $10. Is that $10 a month?
$8.
$8. I'm still going to be a pleb. It's not like I can get on this site anymore anyways.
Who cares? I mean, I don't know.
AOC,
Once you can buy a
she
blue
cares
check, they're
a
just
lot.
What's her issue?
She doesn't feel like she should have to pay $8 a month to a billionaire for a blue check.
Oh.
But she'll forcibly take 30% of your salary and pay it to trillionaires to spend at their free will, and you don't even get any service, any blue check.
Well, and then Nina Turner has been on her kick. It's $8 a month for a blue check, but the minimum wage is still $7.25. Like you realize I think the point of it is the $8 a month. Like, oh, this is a good one. We'll talk about this in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The $8 a month kind of proves that like the minimum wage thing and all of these arguments that they make are useless. Like, if all it takes is $8 a month to be verified, then verification is completely worthless, and like it negates any of the arguments for having some arbitrary number attached to something, because as soon as you've attached the arbitrary number to the thing, then it's pointless. Like,
is it not pointless already? I mean, like, other than for easy ways to find comedic value on Twitter, blue checks provide nothing.
Well, I think the blue checks get certain like perks, and their like tweets and stuff get promoted, and like I think they do have you can post longer videos. Like if you're just a pleb, you're limited to 2-minute and 20-second videos, but if you're a blue check, you can go up to, I can't remember what the limit is, but you can post longer videos, and like you have.
It won't matter when he buys Vine anyway.
You have certain advantages through having the blue check that you don't when you don't. So now if anybody can have a blue check just by paying $8, because I mean, I want to do it just to do it for like a month. Pay the $8, be a blue check for a while.
What?
Talk shit. Push. What are you doing with?
I'm sorry.
You got to figure out how to close that browser.
I just figured I thought I'd add it. Just
it won't let me into this. It won't let me into the stream, but it won't let me close the browser out either, or the thing out either. So I don't know what's going on.
I'm just gonna keep bringing it in and out with different names.
Okay, whatever you think you need to do. So yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something.
Oh, the blue check, like it has certain benefits to the people who have it, but I don't know. Like I just want to do it for 1 month, just for shits and giggles, and be like, "Yep, I got a blue check." See, it's useless, and then move on with life. Hopefully, it does actually run a lot of the retards off, and
we're gonna verify, fact check this podcast. Justin Campbell, journalist.
Yes, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
I think that the best was like it was Brooklyn Dad was going on about how, like, having to pay for a blue check is not free speech or something like that.
They all act like you can't just use the regular free Twitter anymore. Nobody's making Twitter a subscription service that you have to pay $8 to use Twitter. You can still use free Twitter. Nobody's saying that you can't use Twitter if you lose your blue check because you refuse to pay. Like, you can still use. Mark's amusing himself and not paying attention to the conversation.
CD wouldn't verify you. Your degenerate ass is her word usage here. I wouldn't call you a degenerate ass. I would just call you a degenerate.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyways, Twitter. Misleading posts claim Twitter started fact-checking Biden. Wait, what?
Jesus.
What is he doing?
Who? Me?
I thought you
There's
were
been
telling me to wait.
more dead air than like real air during this first 10 minutes.
Sorry, I was dropping the kids off. I'm driving around the school, and there's shitty service around the school. I don't know why.
You wanted me to take this back down.
I think we might have talked about this before. There's crappy service around my school too. I wonder, like, is that like a thing?
I think it's deliberate.
You're not allowed to watch porn around schools, Clyde.
Well, I mean, you don't need to when you're around school, but like.
Oh my God. And this is why you're on all of those lists.
Hey man, I'm just following our dear leader and
just following the script.
Sniff, and scratch.
There you go.
So the article that you got pulled up, it was there was a Biden post about how for the first time they're raising Social Security by so much, and then it got flagged on Twitter with a little like clarification thing that says actually the reason that they're raising Social Security by so much, it has nothing to do with the Biden administration. It's actually because it's a cost of living adjustment, and because inflation has been at record highs, that also results in the cost of living increase being a record high. So it's the biggest increase in Social Security ever, but it has nothing to do with the Biden administration. It's entirely based on because inflation is running through the fucking roof. So this
which was
fact checker. Go ahead.
Here it is.
Those two being tied together, right? I mean, that's 50 years old at this point.
Yeah, I mean it is.
I'm always with you, Mark.
Are you though?
Well, I think they. I mean, because I saw this posted somewhere else. It was with another one, and it was like talking about.
Can you hear him, Jason?
Did he freeze up? I'm driving. I can't ever tell what the fuck's going on.
You started to say something.
Fact checking the nuance, right? It's like we're not.
You keep cutting in and out.
His wife is playing on the computer and tying up bandwidth. She's just all about fuck you today. I think so.
Was there anything else in that article?
Okay, so since I don't know if he can talk or not, so if you post the screenshot
Am I back?
No. Maybe.
We heard you bang the cup down.
Yeah. You're making a lot of noise over there, good. Whether you're back or not.
No, but I saw that that article along with another one posted somewhere else talking about how it's like a bias now because they're fact checking the president, but not actually, because it's just they're fact checking a nuance.
Well, in the fact check article on Facebook, if you post like a screenshot of the White House tweet, and then with the little thing at the bottom, this is the excuse me.
Bless you.
These are the Facebook fact checkers run this article that says that it's not actually Twitter that's fact checking the president. It's
context is written by people who use Twitter and appears when rated helpful by others. Is that what you're talking about?
It's it has a specific name. It's like Birdwatch or something. It's where users will, if they see something that's misinformation on a tweet, they'll report it. And if enough people report it, then the Twitter fact checkers will look at it and then they'll put a context on it, which is what happened here. So it's not. So the Facebook fact checker, says that it's not actually Twitter that's fact checking the president. It's Facebook users using Birdwatch, or Twitter users using Birdwatch. But the way that works is if enough Twitter users report it to Birdwatch, then Birdwatch via Twitter will go and fact check it. So it is Twitter, but it wasn't Twitter that initiated it. It was a user initiated thing. So it's like, this is another one of those situations where like Facebook's fact checkers say that it's misinformation or say that it's false, but it's not actually misinformation or false. They just have to spin it in a way to make it seem like it is when it really isn't.
Here, hold on.
No, we're not holding on. You've taken up enough of our valuable time today.
He's pulling up his own article.
Valuable. No, it's not. Why
It is
can't
subjective.
this is so sometimes?
You good?
I don't understand why sometimes I go to present share screen and it doesn't show tabs from certain windows. There we go. All right.
I couldn't tell you.
This was the one that I at least 3 times since Elon Musk took over. A right-wing filter on a giant communication platform. What could go wrong? And it is. It's like readers added context they thought people might want to know. So it's just absurd.
Have they? Has Trump been allowed back on yet?
No, Elon said that there's going to be some sort of a panel that's put together, and they're going to go through and review deactivated accounts to see which ones are going to be allowed back on. So there will be a process for it.
I'm not regularly using that site again until President Trump is in his rightful throne.
I can't imagine that they're going to leave Trump, Babylon Bee, what's the not turning point, James O'Keefe, like some of those that are like that have been legitimately removed for nothing other than offending the left. Like some of those are going to get to come back. I would imagine, because I don't know what was the purpose of removing Trump? He didn't say anything like on Twitter.
He incited an insurrection, Justin. It's pretty serious business.
Yeah, the same way we were inciting violence on YouTube.
Is that
Is
what they
the bee
labeled?
gone?
I think so.
Yeah, they've been gone from Twitter for a while.
I didn't.
Is
know
Libs
that.
of TikTok still going?
Really? What happened? Like, what did they do?
They incited violence. I don't know what their last.
Yeah, Babylon Bee got removed for no real reason. There was
My internet sucks today, man.
It's pretty
dude.
bad.
We can hear your dogs, but we can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're not sure.
Might have to drop him out for a
I
minute.
don't know if he responded to that or if the dogs did. Oops, I almost removed. We'll just bring in. Sorry, I won't say her name.
Don't do that. We just got back on YouTube.
This is our guest today.
Obviously,
Real genuine person who has written a beautiful diary.
in the attic where they don't have any lighting, so that's why it's a black screen.
Yeah. Libs of TikTok is fine for now, but or kind of TikTok. I think that means libs. It's fine for now, but they get locked out a lot. I would assume that Babylon Bee kind of gets kicked off a platform for the same reason that Libs of TikTok does.
Yeah, just for offending the left. Like that was the I think that was actually what kind of lit the fire under Elon to start looking at buying Twitter to begin with, was Libs of TikTok, or not Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok did, but they got posting at the time was original content. Everything that they were posting was just reposts of stuff that actual people from TikTok were saying. So it was like, hey, we're not like inciting violence. We're not doing anything that's misinformation. We're literally just reposting people's stuff. The same thing happened to Defiant Els. Defiant Els got taken down for a few days because they're reposting people's content. Like, so that was, but Babylon Bee, they got taken down for, I don't know, I can't remember what it is. pissing off the left, and then the owner of the Babylon Bee, I guess, or the founder of Babylon Bee is like a friend of Elon's or something, or they're at least like familiar with each other. And so that was what really.
So they
Dude, you're gonna have
started
to
this
put the
whole
dogs
thing.
out. Yeah, that was what kicked this whole thing off. Was they took down Babylon Bee, and then Elon got involved.
It's all Babylon Bee's fault. So we have this individual in the news still, apparently.
Who is this
That will
individual?
come up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Leah Thomas.
that guy.
Leah.
University of Pennsylvania, Philly DA ignore complaints about Leah Thomas male nudity in women's locker room. Great.
Voted, or they voted the number one most influential person in Philadelphia.
From what I got out of that is she was voted most influential person in Philadelphia.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really damn close. Struggle bus is real today.
Right. It,
Is it my internet, or is it just me?
I don't know if it's your internet or.
It seems to be your internet, because when you went to share that article, it took forever for it to load, and you're really sketchy. And not in the
He's
usual
always
sketchy way. Right.
Very different kind of sketchy.
Yeah, we don't know if when you start to talk, we don't know if we're going to hear all of it, some of it, or none of it.
But the dogs are coming in clear, so I don't know.
Perfect. Yeah, perfectly clear. Like the dogs are the most clear part of this entire show. I don't know.
We're back, YouTube.
I don't know anything.
I have no idea what he just.
YouTube doing it.
Said,
I think it's YouTube doing it.
Today.
I don't remember.
Is you?
Something about nukes. Not good.
Jesus Christ.
Whew. The letter also references the University of Pennsylvania's sexual harassment, sexual violence, relationship violence, and stalking policy. What a weird agglomeration of words that was. This stipulates that sexual harassment includes any unwanted conduct that is based on an individual's sex.
So, like, we know for a fact that the UPenn women's swimming team complained multiple times to their coach about the fact that Leah Thomas would just walk around with dick and balls hanging in the locker room. How does that not qualify as right? How does that not qualify as indecent exposure? Like, they are not cool with that, and they have been very clear that they're not cool with that. And then he continues to do it anyway. You can't just say, okay, well, he identifies as a woman now, so you just have to accept the dick and balls because that's part of the female anatomy in this case. Like, that's not this would be this dude's going to jail, or at the very least, like, being put on a registry literally anywhere else. Why is this, like, I don't know. You can just go out in public and flash your junk at women and say, no, it's cool, I'm trans. That's kind of the precedent that's being set here, if they're not going to do anything about this.
So the Washington Examiner must be the more conservative.
Yes, the Washington Examiner is pretty conservative.
Yeah. At first I thought this was Washington Times, and I'm reading some of these paragraphs and I'm like, this can't be right.
It's not on the level of like Epoch Times, but it's they go pretty right.
As a former men's swimmer and someone who still has male genitalia, Thomas is routinely naked in front of college students, some as young as 17. This should raise some huge red flags. You wouldn't see that in the Washington Times.
Or the Washington Post.
Or the Washington Post.
Yeah, probably not.
This person needs to go away. And when I mean go away, I just mean stay off the news.
Uh-huh.
That's all I mean.
You're not calling for.
I'm not calling for anything. This is YouTube. I'm respecting their space.
We would just like this person to no longer be a part of the news cycle.
Correct.
That's it. That's right.
And it's not like he's a good swimmer anyways. There's a reason that he went to the other side.
I mean, I'm pretty sure even today I could still walk into a gym and dominate most female college athletes in basketball.
I would pay
at
to
38.
watch this. I would not pay for verification status, but I would pay to watch this.
To watch me walk into a gym and play ball against college women.
Yes.
Even with my knees at about 70%, my ankles are at about 50%. Yeah, I think I can still hold my own.
I think if you put dolphin testicles in your knees, isn't that supposed to help?
What?
I'm glad we're clear now for this.
The only thing we've been able to hear you say all day is putting dolphin testicles in your knees, and that makes less sense than the spastic gibberish that was coming through earlier.
You attach one to each knee?
I don't know. Didn't you see that South Park? Kyle's dad becomes a dolphin. His knees explode.
Oh god, no, I don't remember that one.
I think he became a dolphin. I think he played basketball.
Dolphin testicles.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll try that.
Where are you getting the dolphin testicles? It's not like you can go to the nearest supermarket and purchase a can of them.
Black market, baby. You can get anything on the black market.
You just have to coax one in from the beach, and you think you're.
I gotta start
sweet living.
And we're back. I gotta start building up my my black market frequent flyer miles, because one of these days I'm gonna need a new kidney and new liver. So, want to be in good on those circles.
Fair enough.
Does my face freeze?
Something about rabies. I don't know what he just said.
I've got a tweet that he shared. Excess deaths, 2020 to 2022. Sweden is way down there, while New Zealand and Australia have high percentages.
Isn't it crazy how that works out?
Is this like adjusted for population too?
Yes.
I would assume. Would hope, anyways.
I don't know. I can't see it. If you're looking at the same graph that I've been looking at over the last few weeks, yes, they are adjusted for population.
I understand this graph, but I'm not a big graph person.
Why?
I don't know. It might be my brain doesn't really work in graphs.
I was gonna say, like, graphs are like statistics for dummies. Like, if you don't know how to read statistics and understand what the actual data are telling you, then you show somebody a graph and they can be like, oh yeah, see, that line's taller than that line, so that's a good thing and that's a bad thing. Like, yeah.
What if, hypothetically speaking, you don't like statistics or graphs? Are you a retard then? I'm not trying to end the show early, but
I don't know if you're a retard, but I mean, you're probably more like a midwit. Like,
okay.
And I get it. Like, numbers aren't for I love stats and probabilities and numbers and stuff like that. Like, that's something that I really enjoy. I find a great deal of value. Dude, I don't know if you're actually trying to merge or if your turn signal's been on literally the whole time I've been behind you. What the fuck are you doing? I don't. Oh my gosh, I hate Evansville drivers so much. It's getting to the point where I'm about ready to just say I don't want to have my kids anymore because I can't stand driving through Evansville. Like, if getting the kids requires coming to this piece of shit town, then I just don't need to have kids anymore, I guess.
Sounds like you're using the same logic as most people who get abortions.
Do you have an abortion article that we're going to talk about, or was that just like throwing it out there?
Oh, is there one out there?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I just thought, I mean, you were setting me up. I didn't know if you were doing that on purpose.
No.
The inconvenience of raising children.
Oh
therefore
yeah,
abortion.
pull that one up. Where is that article? Who was it that said that? Stacy? Was that Stacey Abrams that said that that we're helping the economy? That more abortions is helping the economy because then you don't have all those extra costs on your plate. So you have more money that you can
All that.
save by having your abortion. Like,
All
holy
that
shit!
weight on economy, and she's 600 pounds.
It was.
God.
He's back.
That was our
He
future
heard
governor.
Stacey Abrams, and boom.
That was our.
So
our
those
future
were
governor.
her exact words.
Man. So that's
Almost.
I don't know exactly, but it was definitely pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know if those were her exact words, but
Yep.
that was basically what she was getting at.
That was the gist of it.
I'm looking up Stacey Abrams'
Oh.
abortion. Outlawing abortion should not be an arbitrary decision made by men who do not understand biology. Just
Neither did she. So
Stacey, it's because
Well, then no.
you got a giant flub of fat over everything that you think that they don't understand biology.
If that's the case, then no male doctor should be allowed to perform an abortion, should be allowed to give a diagnosis that recommends an abortion. Like, male doctors should not be involved in the process whatsoever. If men don't understand, then take men entirely out of the equation. It can only be women who are recommending abortions to their patients. It can only be women who conduct the abortion, like no male nurses, no men in the building, period. Wash our hands of this whole thing and let it be the women's fault. And that just further proves that they should be in the kitchen and not actually making decisions.
what do you think China's one-child policy? How do you think that would have turned out if like we had the technology we do today? You know, like before they used to just like drown little female babies and stuff. Now they they'd probably just abort them, and then they'd be really screwed because no females that like would survive. You know.
So I personally think that we need to go like this full dystopian future, like totalitarian thing, where if you want to have a kid, as soon as you like hit puberty, then everything is locked up. Like, boys are given vasectomies and girls get their tubes tied. No kids are coming out until you reach a certain age, at which point, if you want to have a kid, then you have to put in an application and say, I want to have this many kids with this person, and this is our income, and this is all of the reasons why we can actually afford to do this. Can we please have our tubes put back in place, like fix the piping so that we can do this? And then you're permitted to have a kid. And after you've had however many kids you asked to have, then everything gets put back. Like, you have to go through an application process to have kids. I don't think
CD says you're stealing this idea from her.
I think it was my idea.
Create a market for children.
Create a market for children. Sell your children on the. Wasn't that Rothbard's idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Why not?
I am not a Rothbardian. I think I found it.
What
is this? It? I don't know. Something shared by Black Trump semi-fascist. This ought to be good.
I would assume, maybe incorrectly, but while abortion is an issue, it nowhere reaches the level of interest of voters in terms of the cost of gas, food, bread, milk, things like that. What could you do as governor to alleviate the concerns of Georgia voters about those livability, daily, hourly issues that they're confronted with?
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child. And so it's important for us to have both and conversations. We don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out, but we also have to talk about what a governor can do. A governor can address housing prices. A governor can address the cost of education. A governor can put money into the pockets of everyday hardworking Georgians instead of giving tax cuts to the wealthy. That's what I talk about on the trail, and that's what's resonating. But let's not pretend that women, half the population, especially those of childbearing age, they understand that having a child is absolutely an economic issue. It is only politicians who see it as simply another cultural conversation. It is a real biological and economic imperative conversation that women need to have.
I don't know what she said. I tuned out because she's hideous. Was that what you're referring to?
Yes, and I don't understand the unwanted pregnancy argument. Like, if you didn't want to get pregnant, why weren't you either on birth control or, having the dude that you're fucking wear a condom, or I don't know, maybe just not doing those things? I mean, there's one way that you get pregnant. I mean, I guess there's more than one, but there's one way that you mainly get pregnant, and that's like,
if you use the other ways, then you're trying to put a child within you.
Right. If you use any of the other ways, then you're doing it deliberately. As like, did you hear the argument that, like, then gay, or if they do this, like, gay women aren't going to be able to get abortions? It's like, well, why the fuck would you be wanting to get an abortion? Like, if you're gay, if you're a lesbian, the only reason that you're pregnant to begin with is because you wanted to have the kid and you, like, got yourself inseminated somehow. So why would you be wanting to have an abortion?
You're not really like a lesbian.
That's my.
Because
I don't think there are such thing as lesbians.
Because rape and incest and those things are still covered under, I think, every single state. Even the most stringent, like here in Indiana went to no abortion period, I think, but it still has stipulations built in for rape, incest, health of the mother. Like, that's cooked into the cake everywhere you go with these
Michigan
abortion.
Votes on a proposition next week.
I say, is it going to be part of the actual? Is it going to be part of the actual election? Like, because that's what pissed me off about the way Kansas did theirs, was they tagged it in the
primaries.
The primaries, right? Like, that's something that should be getting voted on in the main election, not in a primary like that.
No, yeah, it's getting voted on in the general election.
The retards on the Kansas Republican Party put that thing together, and it was the worst. It was the worst written bill I think I've ever read, and I've read way too many. And the timing of it, the way they did the whole, like, we're going to put it on and we're going to vote on it in the primary instead of the general election, when the primary is happening in the middle of harvest season for all of rural Kansas, where your entire voter base is a bunch of farmers who are going to be in the field and aren't going to show up for the primary. Like, the Republican Party of Kansas, every one of those people in charge should be taken out back and shot, and then replaced with people who are actually competent and know what the fuck they're doing and how to, like. So
they're the ones that put that together?
Yes.
What a bunch of losers.
Yeah. Isn't that, like, it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Most propositions are unreadable and you can't, like, figure them out. Like, you think that you're saying no to one, but you're actually saying yes, and vice versa. But my default with props is always to go no.
Yeah, pretty much. That was like the Marcy's Law thing a few years ago. Like, if you actually looked at Marcy's Law, from the way they were promoting it and the way it sounded just on its face, it was like, oh yeah, you should definitely vote for this. But if you actually read into it and once you figured out what it actually meant, you're like, oh god, that's, like, horrible. Like, every time they put together this proposition, you should probably vote no on it.
They're all everything's like that though. Right? I mean,
did you text Brian?
Every single bill they try to pass with them.
What?
No, he did not text me. Herschel, however, did.
Oh, Herschel texted you. Did you text him back?
I got a text from Herschel Walker. Hi, this is Herschel Walker. I did not. I probably should.
But that was him
ask
too.
If he can, like, tie my underwear or something. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why would you
Had
go
a
to that?
picture
I'm
of
so
him, too.
sick of getting texts from stupid political accounts. Freaking John Gibbs, the black fascist up here. Like, I plan to vote for him, but if you keep sending me posters, I might not.
I can't remember what it was.
I'll
I
text
got
him back
some.
once in a while.
I got some
Yeah.
texts from the Bernie Bros a couple years ago, and I can't remember what I said back, but the immediate reply was, "We'll take you off this list." Like, it's a wise choice.
Which list was this, Justin?
It was for Bernie. I don't know, Bernie supporters. I probably said something
I
anti-Semitic.
take you off this one and put you on this one.
Put you on a different kind of list.
Yeah.
Right under Clyde's name.
Speaking of getting taken off, have I told y'all about when my wife changed phone numbers?
I don't think we've heard this story.
So several years ago, Stephanie changed phone numbers, and apparently the number that she got used to belong to some drug dealer. I can't remember. His name was like Lance or some gay, but she would continually get text messages from people like, "Hey, how much for such and such, and when can I meet up to get some tree," and all this other stuff. And finally, she was like, "Oh my gosh, why do these people always keep texting me?" I was like, "Hang on, I'll deal with this." So the next one that texted her, I said, "Look, I don't know who this guy is or where he is, probably in jail, but we work in coordination with the state and local police doing drug testing. And if you continue to text me, I'm going to give them you and all of your friends' numbers. So tell everybody, lose this number forever." And the dude said, "Yes, ma'am. Very sorry. Won't happen again." And we never got another text after that asking for any drug-related things. So
Nice. So you know how to deal with these people.
yeah,
That works.
if they think they're going to go
It's
to
easy
jail,
on them.
they straighten up real quick and leave
Yeah.
you alone.
Were there any other articles that you needed? I'm scrolling and I see Clyde talking about just tweet pictures of underwear and hammers.
Have we got any more details on that story? That one's pretty crazy.
I think they've stopped
Oh, yeah,
investigating
he's,
for obvious reasons.
No, he when he gets released, they are going to deport him back to Canada.
Wait, it was a Canadian? I saw that it
Can
was like an illegal
Of
immigrant
course.
or something, but I didn't realize it was a Canadian.
They said they're going to
It's all
deport him to
making more
Canada.
sense now.
It's like, you know,
So it turns out the left
which
is
makes me,
in
I mean,
favor
like,
of
would you rather
deportation.
get shipped back to Canada or get like offed by Canada, or offed by the Clintons? You know,
So
So they're
the left
shipping the
the
gay
left-
guy home, huh?
the left is in favor of deporting illegals if they're having underwear hammer fights with Paul Pelosi. Otherwise, they need to stay and be given Social Security and Medicare and a job and everything else. If you're having 2 a.m.
he came.
underwear and hammer fights with Paul Pelosi, you got to go back where you came from.
That's a
That's-
bridge too
I
far.
think he came
That
down in
is-
2008 on like a temporary, you know.
That's the solution. Somebody needs to tell DeSantis, like, stop sending them to Martha's Vineyard. Send them to Nancy Pelosi's house in just their underwear with a hammer, and then they'll all get deported.
Only if they're trying to get with Paul, though. If they're trying to get with
Yeah,
Nancy, just probably just
Paul's
put him in the
involved.
basement and hold on to him later.
Nancy stays hammered,
Right,
though.
that's what I wanted.
Don't they both? I mean, like, let's be real.
That
Can you
is
guys
like
hear
the
anything I say?
Every
yes,
other word.
we're hearing more than that.
You did you?
Yes.
I think I'm super
did-
laggy
did-
too, huh?
They're like the functional alcoholic power couple.
Someone tell me about this article.
I don't see.
Oh, Halloween is the best time of year for racist shit because none of it's actually intended to be racist, but it's all portrayed as racist. So yeah, apparently this Ohio sheriff or police chief or whatever
There we go.
put a white sheet on his horse to ride a ghost horse, but now everybody's saying that it looks like he's riding he's a Klansman
Look,
riding
they
a
don't
Klan
have
horse.
pointy hats. This is hilarious. If I saw this out trick-or-treating.
I have no idea.
Oh, nice. Look, we have a comparison photo.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Wow. That's wonderful. You know what I found out about myself?
Oh God, what?
So my nieces and nephews were up at the beginning of the week, and they went trick-or-treating. And I, back when I was a kid, we would go trick-or-treating around my grandma's neighborhood, and we'd get back to her house, and then my uncle would like scour through our candy and pick out what he wanted. My niece and nephew get home, and I immediately became that uncle. Like, I'm just like digging through their bags or whatever. Like, all right, you got any Sour Patch on here? And then I came to the realization as I was doing this, I was like, oh, I've become this guy. I never wanted to be this guy.
Good job, Mark. See, I'm lucky.
did
Nadia, when Nadia goes trick-or-treating, she just brings the bucket in and she's like, here, you want some of this? You want some of this? Like, she just gives me stuff.
She knows.
Like, all right. This kid's got it figured out.
My one nephew did say, like, he got back from a trunk or treat thing the night before, and he goes, Uncle Mark, I heard you say something about Sour Patch Kids. I was like, I did. And he's like, I got you some. I was like, you are now my favorite nephew.
Do you have a favorite, like, niece and nephew? Do they compete with each other for who's going to be Uncle Mark's favorite, or do they just not give a shit?
Of course they give a shit. I try not to play favorites, but there might be a niece. It kind of depends on which one. They kind of go through cycles to where they think Uncle Mark is cool, you know? So whoever thinks I'm the coolest is my favorite.
We were going to like a family event one time.
Did you guys see Jerry Jones got flack for being a blind NFL referee?
Is that what he was?
What?
I saw the headline. Oh, he just says that and dips out.
We were going somewhere one time for like a family thing, and one of my nieces was riding in the truck with me, and she said, so where do I rank on the nieces? I said, you're my third favorite niece. She's like, all right. And then like 15 minutes later, it dawned on her that I only had 3 nieces. And she's like, wait, there's only 3 of us. Sorry.
It won't connect my video.
Oops.
Man, what is going on?
So did Clyde get all these powers last week when he was in charge of running this thing?
Yes.
Because now he's posting
It
from the
won't sign him out.
show.
Like he hasn't signed out. So
He's taken me on and off the screen. I think we gave him too much power.
I wondered what happened. Yeah, I told him I was gonna have to change the password.
Is there, like, I don't know why. Oh, he's not on here. I was going to ask him if he's in a different spot today, or there's just some bad
Looks
energy
like he's in the same spot as usual.
There's some bad energy flowing through the Clyde household this morning.
His wife is pissed off at him, so she went and turned on everything that can connect to Wi-Fi just to fuck with him. Like, you're gonna do this morning show and ignore me? Fuck you, motherfucker. Here we go. You're just gonna shut you down.
CD, this is correct. Pressing buttons is hard. Unless it's like the push.
The fuck?
What a circus. I'm kicking him off. I don't know how. There he is.
The consummate professional.
Maybe YouTube just kicked us off for being this clown show of a show.
My camera won't work now. I have no idea what's going on.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
That's the only answer.
Well, that's
we could
your
hear you
problem.
fine.
Yeah.
So maybe just keep the video off and
Yeah, we can hear you now. So maybe
Yeah.
that was what was
Oh.
that's what was hurting you before. Oh,
There he is.
never mind. Now the video's in. That means we won't be able to hear you again.
Clyde, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Sort of. I do have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
He's
got another bone for you too.
Yeah, not now, not after. I went back and watched. There he goes. I went back and watched the show last Friday.
What did he say?
He just kicked me.
He went back and he watched the show that you ran on last Friday.
Yeah, and you just let
saw-
them. You let them disparage my accent. You didn't even stick up for me.
Why would I?
I don't
You're
know.
a
I thought we were cool though. I mean, he's sort
Yeah,
of a
but
Yankee
no,
still,
it's
and
definitely no. There's definitely a distinct
Shut up,
difference
Puritan.
between like Midwestern Canadian and it's not pop. It's not a seller. It's not a long O. It just no. Learn how to.
So
speak
you let
pop
group dynamics
or
get in
stadium
between
English.
yours and I friendship.
Well, I wasn't thinking about you. You weren't here.
Magoo
so I
said
just
my name. Magoo mentioned me by name. He said she's got that Mets accent going on, you know, that horrible thing. I just tune him out every time. That's my Magoo voice. I know it kind of sucks, but that's all I got.
That's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Other than that, Miss McCrae, and
Yeah,
also
yeah,
you're
yeah.
delving into libertarian politics at the end. I thought it was an entertaining show.
I tried to
specific
rescue
delving
it.
in.
Tried.
Yeah, y'all did good right up until that
I
point.
tried to
Then
pull
it was
us
just
out.
like, I mean, I get
there's
it.
Only so much you can do with autistic people.
It's I think it was a Twitter thing for a couple weeks.
Is he still talking or what's?
I don't know. I don't know what he's
Negatory.
doing. He's basically brought me to the I don't know phase because I don't know what to do with this show anymore. It's still too early to talk about retards.
My plan is working.
Trey
Yes.
says I can't even do a Southern accent. Yeah, I don't even know what kind of accent that is, Trey.
Oh, what?
I think it's Southern. Trey's struggling to spell today.
Southern.
Typing is
CD
hard.
says she sucks. I wasn't blaming you, CD. I don't think you suck. I blame Clyde.
Yeah, I didn't think it was CD. I was blaming Jim.
Or we can blame Magoo too.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody started talking about Blake Masters, and I didn't know who he was, and I had to ask, and then it just went downhill from there.
Did you do your research after the show? Obviously, this is a no. But
No. Why would I do that? That's Arizona, man.
I don't speak like a
I'm not paying
Yankee.
attention to Arizona.
Yankees are Northeasterners.
No, you don't. Your accent isn't bad.
Thanks.
You don't have a Midwest accent. Not like. I mean, there's some real Midwest accents. It's just like.
You talking like the
whatever.
Wisconsin ones?
Almost about it, like Valley Girls.
No.
Minnesota.
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
I just try to
Yeah,
balance you
where it's
guys
like
out.
not quite Canadian, but like. I don't know. We don't have very many accents on this show. It's pretty good. We're pretty good,
That's because I
I think.
make a conscious effort to kind of dull mine down. If I go full country, then it's really strong.
Do it.
Try not to.
It's not Mark. I was really talking about women with Midwestern
Oh.
accents. It's okay at men, but women, it's bad.
Oh yeah, women with the
Maybe I'm just
Midwestern
so
accent is
I'm so like
Especially,
fully
like,
immersed.
when they're from Minnesota and they draw it out real long. It's
I,
terrible. And
I
it's
dated
always
a
kind of high
Minnesota.
pitched. Man, I was gonna say
it can be
fuck
cute
them bitches,
at
but
times,
you
and it can be slightly endearing. Well, quite literally, but that's about it.
She
Kinda
so
like
the girl
the-
I dated from
No.
Minnesota moved to Michigan for college, and when I went and visited her family, like there was a distinct difference. So she even like being over here for 6 years or whatever, her accent changed a bit.
So they say when I was living in New Jersey that my southern accent actually got worse. Instead of picking up any of the Jersey accent, I just went even further southern. I went home for Thanksgiving. Dad said, "I thought you might pick up some of that Jersey accent, but it seems like you've actually gone even more southern." It's like, I don't know. My brain is fighting against being in the north.
Fighting
You
back,
just-
man.
You're just a complete rebel in every way.
That's what it is.
Clyde, do you have a brother?
Fighting back.
Does
Yeah.
Clyde have a brother?
Yeah, his
Yeah,
brother just joined the screen.
Yes.
For a bit.
Yes. You can't hear me saying yes. Yes.
I-
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Just the
Yes.
one?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's just one. Just one.
That's good.
Yeah, I also have one brother.
I
You
have
the other
two. We've devolved into sibling talk because we don't know what else to say. Anything else happened this week?
I don't know what's wrong with my internet today.
It's awful.
Your wife is sabotaging you. We're trying to
So,
tell
yeah,
you. but
yeah, the Utah
I don't know
cops
if
are
he's
going
still
after
trying to
those
tell
blackface
something
kids.
or if it's
Y'all
just
see
like.
that
Oh,
one?
no.
I thought we talked about that. Pretty sure we talked about that on Wednesday. You were here. You should remember.
No, we talked about it. Like we showed the video and talked about it, but then afterwards, I think it was yesterday or Wednesday night, it came out that the cops were looking into it. I don't know if they actually pressed charges,
Oh.
but they were like looking for the kids.
Oh yeah.
I think you
Yeah, I saw
posted
that.
you know.
That's why I thought we talked about it because I posted the article.
No, so that was like new. Before it was just like kids in blackface, and now it was like they got the cops involved. Like it wasn't just I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Cops
You
are
can't do
involved.
anything anymore.
No, it's
Can't have nothing.
not allowed to be funny. You're not allowed to make fun of people. You're not allowed to be offensive in any way. Like anything that could be construed as even the slightest bit offensive, that's just going to be completely disallowed. In fact, we're going to take you to jail for it. Like this, we're turning into fucking England. Like, isn't that what they do in England? Like, if you say something that hurts
real.
people's feelings, they
Yeah.
send the cops after you. Like,
Ask Count Dankula.
Someone should screenshot our show right now, and we should just start a morning after no contacts account. For some reason, just this whole aesthetic it had in front of me makes me laugh.
I don't know what's going on. I can't really see it.
It's just these two blank
David.
screens. What they say. Oh, there he is.
I want to make a David DePep Twitter account. I can't believe there's not like an account for him.
Who?
Seems
The underwear hammer
the
guy.
hammer guy.
Oh,
Pelosi's lover.
I didn't know his name.
Just post pictures of
I think
like
it's
really
DePap,
nice.
DEPAPE.
Just post pictures of like really nice underwear or really impressive looking hammers. Be like, what do y'all think about this one? What do you think about this one?
Yeah.
Would these would
Just
these
links to,
combo
like,
well?
Make an Amazon wish list of like hammers and stuff. You know?
Hammers on underwear.
I mean, what's scary is I think I was delving into that a little bit, and like apparently I don't know, there's some weird fetish with hammers in that community. I guess I don't know. That's what I thought. I don't know.
Sounds pretty retarded.
Oh, thank God.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.